Uh, 165 hours. I just spent 165 hours playing Dragon Quest XI S for the Switch. And it was amazing. The music, the battle system, the story, and characters. It was perfect. If you own a Switch, you need to buy this game. Okay. Now that's done. Time to play something different. Okay, what's the opposite of a medieval role-playing game? Oh, I know. An action-y mech game. Oh wait, I just played one of those and was supposed to review it like a month ago. Crap. Well, that's about as good of an intro as I can think of, so here's my review of Super Control Mecha MG for the Nintendo Switch. Buy Dragon Quest for the Switch. Super Control Mecha MG was published by Nintendo in 2006 and made by a company called Sandlocked. I've never heard of the company before, but found that they've been around since the PS1 days. They made a number of games for many different systems, but recently have been known for making the Earth Defense Force games for PS4 and Xbox. They did collab with Nintendo again, making the hack and slash game, not even gonna attempt to say this name, and I hope this also gets translated one day. Super Control Mecha takes place in a world similar to ours, except they have giant freaking robots, which makes their world about, 20% cooler than ours. These robots are called marionation gear, or more commonly referred to as puppets. I'll be calling them MG for this review. The people that control MG are known as puppeteers. They use MG for everything from construction, combat, and even sports like racing. In this game, you play as a young apprentice working in an MG repair shop. Along with your best friend and mechanic K, you do odd jobs in hopes of buying your own MG and becoming a puppeteer. One day, an Automan, an AI-controlled MG, attacks the city. Heeding the call for action, and seeing as how the police don't have their own MG for some reason, you jump into an MG and defend the city. After proving your worth, and with some convincing, your boss starts sending you on missions to help uncover the mystery behind the Ottoman attacks. The game is very story-heavy, with plenty of cutscenes that constantly introduce new characters, backstory, and lore for the world. It reminded me a lot of the Golden Sun series with the amount of dialogue. That can be both good and bad. The game does boast a surprising amount of supporting characters. While I like the vast majority of them, most do fall into basic stereotypes. Like the rich spoiled girl, the ninja, and the girl that tricks you into committing mass genocide and millions of dollars in property damage. You know, the usual. I did find myself laughing at their interactions and clashing personalities on more than one occasion though. I think the animal girl is my favorite though. She just has random animals for like no reason. I love it. There are a few things I didn't like about the dialogue. It tends to repeat itself and over-explain obvious things you figured out like 10 missions ago. I think this game was meant for younger players, which would explain why they feel the need to state what happened like 4 times in a row. Another thing that bugged me was that they tend to say the full names of things a lot, like no matter how long it is. I don't know how language works in other countries, but here in the US, we lazy. We like to shorten things and give things nicknames. Like, when I was playing, I called the robots MG, because it was shorter than saying, marionation gear. But in most conversations, people would say marionation gear like every other sentence. Like, it got really old really fast. Now, I get the desire for backstory and world building and all that. It's a different universe, so you want to make up different terms to make it feel more unique, but for the love of all things holy, just call them robots, or shorten it to like MG or something. Sorry, Sorry, was ranting there a bit. It just bugs me as all. Anywho, despite these issues, the plot is still enjoyable, and thanks to an interesting cast of characters, it does keep me invested enough to see how it ended. The gameplay revolves around moving along a map screen and going on missions. On the map, you can watch cutscenes, progress the story, enter missions, and buy upgrades or new MGs. This seems to be one of those touch generation games. As such, besides movement, most of the game is controlled via the touchscreen. And let me tell you, Sandlot found some really fun uses for it. Each robot has its own unique controls via the touchscreen. You'll be using it to do everything from swinging around swords, rearranging puzzle pieces, put bullets back into a gun, or even enter a launch code to fire a missile. It makes each one feel unique, and it was very exciting to see what new type of controls each MG would have. The only issue with this is there isn't an in-game practice area for you to figure out the new controls in, or even try the MG out before you buy it. You need to enter a mission and figure them out on the fly. There is a little explanation in the robot's status screen, but I feel that an area to screw around in, like in Custom Robo, would have been better. One thing to note, if you're playing this on an emulator on your computer, the controls for the driving missions are kind of difficult. For most of the driving sections, you need to use the bottom screen to turn the MG's wheel. If you're using an emulator, you'll have to use the mouse for this. There was an issue, at least for me, as I would turn the wheel, my mouse would move off the wheel, and then I'd lose control of the MG. This isn't really the game's fault, it was designed for use with a stylus on a small screen. Now, fortunately, I did have a touchscreen on my laptop I was playing this on, and found that using my finger to steer worked way better than the mouse. While nowhere near as customizable as a Custom Robo, MG can be equipped with upgradable parts. These can enhance your health, attack power, speed, or the amount of money you get after fights. As you continue the story, you will unlock new workshops that will sell you stronger MG, better upgrades, or let you view your growing collection of MG. The majority of missions involve you battling enemy forces, including Automen and other rival MG pilots. Not every mission involves you blowing things up. Some missions will have you carrying items around the map, use your car robots to win races, or protect and lead smaller vehicles to safety. There is a surprising amount of variety, and that keeps the game from getting very repetitive. Some missions even have you fight alongside an AI companion. While most of them are smart enough to take care of themselves, in the later game, most of them will be wiped out by the enemies pretty quickly. Fortunately, very few missions require them to stay alive for you to win. As you progress in the game, you'll face stronger and smarter enemies. If you don't buy a new MG every few missions, they will start to wipe the floor with you. The neat thing about it is, by completing missions, you can either buy or collect the blueprints needed to make pretty much any enemy MG playable. You can repeat missions for a chance at better items. The difficulties range from easy to get killed by one hit hard. The higher the difficulty, the greater the rewards and money earned. Some items, like higher level weapons, armors, and blueprints for rare MGs, can only be obtained by beating levels on the highest difficulties. The graphics are pretty good for a DS game. Character portraits are nicely detailed and have a variety of expressive poses. The MG are the real stars of the show though. I love the craziness in their designs. They come in all shapes and sizes, from giant snails, top-headed gentlemen, frog ninjas, and slightly racist Mexican stereotypes. Some MG even have alternate forms. They can change into everything from race cars, animals, tanks, and missile-shooting crabs. You never know what's going to pop up next, and it's exciting to see what a new shop will have for sale. The music's not bad either. It fits the theme of giant robots pretty well. The game even has a track remade that appeared in Smash Bros. Honestly, that's how I found out about this game. It's neat that they included music from this little known hidden gem. Thanks to that, this game has at least one new fan. Overall, I really enjoyed Super Control Mecha MG. It had good graphics and music, a variety of missions, a large cast of interesting characters, and lots of different robots with many different ways to control them. Took me around 20 hours to beat, but if you were to go back and beat all the missions on all the different difficulties and try and collect all the MG, I can see you easily doubling that time. If you want to buy a copy, the price seems to vary. I've seen everything from $35 for a used copy up to $125 for a new one online. This has been Mega Blade J. If you like the review, like and subscribe for more reviews, let's plays, and my bad attempts at humor. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next mission. Alright, bye. And have a variety of The neat thing about it is, by completing the missions, you can either buy or collect the blueprints. You can either buy or collect the blue blitz. New word. Blue blitz. Can't read sometimes, I swear. Can't read sometimes, I swear. I cannot read sometimes. Sometimes can't read. It makes each screeching there. Yes. And it's very exciting to see what the new control scheme. What's up with the sentence? Oh my god. It makes each one feel unique. And I was very excited to see what new control scheme. Control scheme. I can't say this word. Control scheme. Blah.